Joining me now for more on Dan Loeb's most recent scathing letter to Yahoo's Bloomberg contributing editor Nick Thompson, also editor of TheNewYorker.com. He joins us now from New York. Nick, living in an illogical Alice-in-Wonderland world, what does this kind of language say about Dan Loeb?
Well, one, it says that he's very unhappy. I read the letter as something like a sort of psycho ex-girlfriend letter where, you've broken up and she's saying, I can't believe you said we weren't compatible. We totally are compatible. And Loeb is saying, I can't believe you said I have a conflict of interest. We don't have a conflict of interest. And everybody knows, the reason you broke up is because you didn't like her, she didn't like you, whatever. And the reason Yahoo's not putting Loeb on the board is that they don't like him, right? I mean, whatever they said to him, they obviously, and they have pretty good reasons for not wanting him on the board, right? Yahoo has a history of having a dysfunctional board. Here's a guy who writes you nasty letters and has sort of slightly surprising ideas for who should comprise the board, who's clearly not going to make it easy. Of course you don't want him on the board if you're the new CEO.
Right. He seems to have some unreasonable expectations here. I mean, did he really think that Yahoo was going to just be like, okay, we'll take all your board nominees and you, and we'll be one big happy family?
Sure, here, I'm the new CEO, Scott Thompson. You know what? Have the whole board. You want my job too? Take it. No, the guy has come in, he's a new CEO. Of course he's going to want to, construct the board in his own way. Of course he's going to want some time to make his decisions. It seems, this doesn't seem like it's in Dan Loeb's interest, right? He's done a lot of these letters before. Many of them have probably had a positive effect. He's clearly had a good record. It seems that at this moment, the best thing to do to Scott Thompson is to not be in his hair all the time, is to actually let him make some important decisions that he's got to make.
Well, and that's the question. Is Scott Thompson doing the right thing here by not listening to Dan Loeb and just doing, what he must think is the right course of action?
Well, I think Scott Thompson is doing the right thing by, giving Dan Loeb, throwing him, 1 carrot instead of, 4 carrots. I think he's trying to manage this as best he can, and he's also trying to turn around the company. Now, whether he's found the right strategy for turning around the company, whether he's found the right strategy for retaining the top talent they need, the jury's still out. We'll see. I have some questions, but we'll reevaluate this as time goes by. But the idea that he should do things completely differently and exactly as Dan Loeb wants when he's had the job for 15 minutes is crazy.
Now, how do you see this playing out? Loeb at the end of the letter says, well, anyway, we are still willing to engage with you. Do you think he's going to drag this out? At what point does he continue to send more aggressive letters? And at what point does he say, hey, I'm just going to dump my Yahoo stock?
I think he's going to hold on to the stock for a little while. I don't think he's going to dump the stock. Part of the reason he sends the letters is to inspire the company, to get him excited. Part of the reason he sends the letter is to get attention. We'll see how both of those factors play out. It may be that what he really wants is for Yahoo to do A, B, and C, and he's just asking for A, B, C, D, and F, and Yahoo will do those, and they'll have some kind of a compromise. I don't think we're going to see him dumping the stock immediately, and I don't think we're going to see too many more rounds of these cranky letters.